let's take a look at what's happening in Kenya. I see the Central Bank of Kenya has issued new rules to digital lenders and given a September deadline for license applications. Central Bank of Kenya yesterday informed digital lenders in the East African country that its new regulatory framework for digital credit providers has taken effect. Let's bring in Mercy Milanoy, their business journalist right there in Kenya, bring us up to speed. Great to have you, Mercy.
Thank you so much, Ladi.
Yeah, so what do the new rules look like?
Well, first of all, there has been sort of a love-hate relationship between digital lenders and, of course, the regulator. And to just give you a perspective of the industry right now, there are about more than 120 platforms you can actually borrow money from digitally here in Kenya. And of course, right now we have 49 digital lending service providers. Now, there was an interesting research that was done by Real Analytics that said about in a group of 100 Kenyans, about 55 have already borrowed from these digital lenders. And of course, with this now big, with this whole new digital lending thing, you find that it has also increased financial accessibility to very many Kenyans, even in the rural areas, by almost more than 50%. So right now, as long as you have a mobile phone, you have a SIM card, you can be able to borrow money. But now with all this emergence of digital lending, for quite a while, the industry has been a bit unregulated. And the reason why the central bank has actually stepped in, number one, is because there's been issues of unregulated credit providers. The high cost of credit, the interest is quite high as compared to banks, SACCOs, or any other institution. There has been a bit of an ethical debt collection practices whereby, you know, once you sign on to these particular platforms, you surrender your information, your contacts, and these people can call your relatives, your bosses, you know, so those are the issues that have been there. And of course, abuse of personal information, as I have mentioned. But now what the regulations look to bring about is number one, licensing, governance, and of course, good lending practices, which of course will be the cost of credit will come to play. Consumer protection, especially of information. If you're not able to pay, how else can they regain the money or talk to you to regain the money instead of calling everybody on your contact list and embarrassing you in front of everyone? And of course, credit information sharing. And of course, an anti-money laundering, because of course it's digital, so money moves a lot around. And this is simply what the Central Bank of Kenya is looking to regulate, Ladi.
Yeah, quite interesting. But do you think these new rules might actually scare these companies away? Maybe they have no way of actually getting their money back at this point if they cannot call your contacts to report you.
Well, currently there's a lot of discussion, not only just for digital lenders, but largely in terms of information, data privacy. There's a lot of conversation going about that. But even mainly the reason why the central bank actually has decided to step in. Number one, it's quite a viable industry. A lot of people now don't have to depend on banks to get credit, which is a good thing. But also it's simply how they're getting their money back. And of course, they've driven a few people to depression. We've seen a lot of cases of depression, of suicide, because if you don't pay, they get to your contact and they start calling everybody. And I think this is one of the main things, especially with personal information, that the Central Bank of Kenya is looking to curb with these digital lenders. Already there are those who had already been delicensed, and now they have until September to register afresh for a license. So I hope CBK stepping in will bring in a bit of discipline among these people.
Right. I guess the growth of the digital lenders continue. We'll see how that market continues to grow at this point. Thank you so much, Mercy Milanoy, right there in Kenya.
You're welcome.
All right, so after the break, we'll take a look at Africa's financial system as crypto users grow. That's in a moment. Do stay with us. This is Business Incorporated.